Okay, students, we're continuing with the circular flow model, and we just went over the product market earlier. Households brought the money to the product market in exchange for goods and services. The businesses brought the goods and services to the product market and sold them in exchange for the money. The businesses wanted the money more than the goods and services, and the households wanted the goods and services more than they wanted to keep the money. And so that was the product market. That's the one we're used to. Now, the resource market is the one students normally trip up on and get tripped up with and don't really understand. And I think the important thing with the product market, or the resource market, excuse me, is to have a good working example. So at the resource market, I want you to think of a job interview or your job, okay? And if you ask yourself with a job interview, because with every market you always need to identify the buyer and you always need to identify the seller. Well, in a job interview, who's doing the shopping? Who's the buyer? Okay? And most people would agree that in a job interview, the business is the one doing the shopping. They're looking for labor. They need someone to work for them. They're conducting a job search, a job interview to find someone to work for them. So the business is doing the shopping. So the business is the buyer in the resource market. Okay? And households are the seller in the resource market. Okay? Because if you show up to a job interview, what are you really trying to do? You're trying to sell yourself to that business. Okay? So now that we've identified that the households are the seller in the resource market and the business is the buyer in the resource market, let's start identifying the arrows or the flows. This arrow originates from businesses and travels to the resource market. So what this arrow is asking you is, what do businesses bring to the resource market? Okay, so what does the business bring to a job interview? Well, they're going to bring you a salary or a wage. In other words, they're bringing money, okay, in the terms of a salary, let's say. Okay, so the business is bringing the money, all right, and what do households bring? Because if you look at this arrow here, it originates at households and travels to the resource market. So this arrow right here is asking you, what do households bring to the resource market? Well, what do you bring to a job interview? Most students would say yourself or labor. But it's not just labor. In the case of the job interview, it is. But households, we have private ownership of resources in the United States. So households don't just own our own labor. We also own land, and we also own capital. And we also own the fourth resource, which is entrepreneurs. So the four factors of production are four scarce resources: labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurs. That's what households bring to the resource market. We bring the resources. Now, if you show up to a job interview and the businesses like you and they want you to work for them and you want the business's money, an exchange takes place. The household gets the money in terms of wages. Okay? So the household is going to get the money. So when you work, that's what you bring home. So your job is the resource market. Okay? You get the money, you give them your labor. On the business side, the business brings the money to the resource market, and in exchange, if they're happy with you, they'll give up the money in exchange for your labor. So the business gets the labor, or the land if that's what they're buying, or the capital if that's what they're buying. So the business gets the resources and pays for those resources with money. The households give the resources and get paid the money. Now, something I want you to notice that's a very, very important point. The money households use to go shopping in the product market comes from businesses when we get paid in the resource market. Okay? Where do businesses get the money to pay us in the resource market? The businesses get the money from the product market. So you see this circular flow of money. Households give the money to the businesses in the product market. The businesses give the money back to the households in the resource market. Money is not, it's not like when we go shopping in the product market, we pay a business and a business lights it on fire and throws the ashes away. They're going to use that money. And it's not like when businesses pay us in the resource market, we're going to throw the money away. We're going to use it. So it's the same money we spend in the product market is the same money businesses pay us in the resource market.